All right, welcome back. Now, if we were sitting together in class, we would be going over the syllabus right now, so that's what we're going to do. You should be able to find a PDF of this syllabus on the course website. Make sure you have a copy for your records so you can refer back to it. Now, this is our generic syllabus. This is the one that we're going to be following for all the major policies, but any updates that may happen will happen on the course website. So please continue to check back there for information and more details. So very quickly, this is Introduction to Forensic Entomology, CJE 4220, worth 3 credit hours. If you're in the wrong place, now is the time to get out, because from now on, I'm expecting you to finish. This course is fully online, so it is a distance learning course. What this means is we do not have scheduled course meetings. So there's no time during the semester where I expect you to log in and meet with other students or meet with me at a particular point. This opens it up for you to schedule your own time, make sure you get everything done, and it's all according to your schedule. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, here's our contact information. You have 2 instructors for this course. It's me, Dr. Adrienne Brundage, and Dr. Jason Bird. So our office hours are remote. I'm in Texas. Dr. Bird is in Gainesville, Florida. So we're not on campus with you, but we are available via email, via Skype, via phone. All of our office hours, all of our contact information, all of that stuff is going to be prominently listed on the website, the course site. So you can find us no matter what. Now, basic course description. So this is an overview of forensic entomology. You are going to be becoming prepared for subsequent courses in forensic entomology. You're going to get just a basic understanding. This class is designed specifically to give you an introduction to forensic entomology. So we won't be getting too in-depth into a lot of things. We're basically going to scratch the surface of what goes on in forensic entomology. People who simply want to know what is out there in forensic entomology, what a forensic entomologist can do for you, and how to interpret the results of forensic entomology. This is the perfect class for you. If you want to get a little bit deeper into forensic entomology and really get what's going on and get sort of the nuance, you need to take some subsequent courses. But this is a good beginning. I'll give you some history. I'll give you some background. I'll teach you some of the math. I'll teach you some of the most common insects and how to recognize them, that sort of thing. So I'm going to assume that you can read, and I will not read these many, many paragraphs of course rationale and scope that they require me to put in here. All right. Now, some of the major topics we're going to look at. We're going to start out with the history of forensic entomology. We're going to get into some terminology. Terminology is especially important simply because I'll be using it throughout the semester. Now, I will do my best to create a glossary for you of entomological terms, forensic terms that I may be using. However, there may be once or twice, since I've been doing this for so many years, where I just sort of say something off the top of my head, and you don't know what it is. There will be a glossary up. There will be a discussion board up where you can ask questions, where if I just didn't define a word for you, you can go and find that information. So keep that in mind. We'll go on to classification, morphology, development. You're going to get a really good basic background in entomology here. And eventually we'll get into some basic concepts of some of the weird things that happen on cases and how it affects the bugs. Now, here's our basic course objectives. So by the end of this course, you should be able to understand various methods for utilizing entomological evidence in legal investigation. You should be able to identify some of the major insects of forensics importance. You should be able to apply a working knowledge of insect terminology, anatomy, growth, development, ecology, behavior to cases, and understand how all of that affects things like insect succession and methods of postmortem interval estimation or time of colonization estimation. Finally, you're going to understand what is a postmortem interval, how it is represented or not represented by insects, and how it is estimated using things like entomology and meteorological evidence. Okay, so bunch of stuff we've got to do over the next 15 weeks, so let's get to it. Now, the instructional methods. This is all via distance education again. So your lessons are all going to be in this video format. So you saw me during that introduction video. You got this now. All of your videos are going to be in this MP4 format. They will be uploaded on the website right before classes start. So bare minimum, they'll be up the Sunday before you need to listen to them. I'm going to be getting ahead, so you can hopefully get ahead as well if you have the time or the inclination. So you will need to be able to listen to these videos. And hopefully if you're doing it now, you've got that down, but keep that in mind. You will also need to upload your assignments, do your quizzes and exams, do your discussions all online. So the number one thing here is you need to have a good internet connection. So if you are in an area where that internet connection is spotty for some reason, or your internet goes down, please make sure you have alternate methods of getting your stuff finished. I want to make sure you're able to get everything finished on time so you do not lose points. Okay, so this course is going to be delivered via the FSU Canvas system. Hopefully, if you've done other classes through Florida State, you understand what this is all about. If not, I do have an overview of Canvas for you up this week, so you can get a quick review of where everything is at. Now, we do require a textbook for this class. The book we require is Forensic Entomology by Bird and Kastner. They're the editors. This is the textbook in forensic entomology. So if you plan on going on in forensic entomology, every forensic entomologist out there, we own this textbook and various iterations of this textbook. So right now, the newest edition is the second edition. You can buy this. I will have links for you. You should have it available for you in your bookstore. I'll have a link for you on Amazon. You can often buy it used on Amazon. You can also get the ebook. You can rent it. Just get the book. Hopefully, by the time this class is ready to go, you will have a copy of it, or the library will have a copy that you can use. Get it however you need to get it. So you will be required to read sections of this textbook, and those will be reflected on both your quizzes and on your exams. Now, recommended reading. I have put together for you a list of the most up-to-date and most common forensic entomology texts out there. These are the ones that I recommend. These are not required, but again, if you are trying to build a good library of forensic entomology, or you want more reading, or you need to do some more research or literature search or something like that, these are excellent places to start. So you can just go through those. And again, I will have links to these on Canvas for you. There are a few articles that I'm going to require for you to read depending on the week. These are just to supplement that textbook. All of these required readings will be available for you through the library. So I will have a video up if you've never gotten literature through the library. That is a skill that you need to have, and one that will last you for the rest of your life. Trust me. So I will have you go and look for these articles on the library. You'll pull them out and you'll be able to read those. This is just a list of those articles that are required right now. Throughout the semester, I may have you go pull other articles for various assignments and things like that, and you're going to need to know how to do that. Okay, this is just information on the computers that you need, the computer requirements, all that sort of stuff. It's pretty basic. I try to make this as universal as possible for you. That way, if you have a Mac or a PC or Linux or whatever you're using, you can listen to anything or watch anything. So have sort of your basic programs. You'll need to be able to get online for Canvas. You will likely need some sort of a Word or other word processing program for you. You will need to use Excel or some other spreadsheet type of program. So whatever you choose to use, just know how to use it. Now, I personally have a PC, so any videos where I'm walking you through, say, how to use or how to do calculations on Excel, keep that in mind. It may be a little different if you choose to use Google Sheets, or if you use Numbers on Mac, or if you use some other program out there. Remember, though, that you can go online and find how-to videos all over the place. Just Google it. YouTube is an excellent resource for that sort of thing. So make sure you know how to use all your stuff. I will require, if you turn in papers, or if you have to turn in an assignment, that you do it in PDF format. The reason for this is because PDF is a universal format. You can open it on any computer. I don't want there to be an issue where I cannot open your assignment if there's a problem. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Email. So my primary method of getting a hold of you is via email. And the only email I have access to is your official Florida State University email account. Please make sure that you forward your Florida State email, if you don't use it on a regular basis, to whatever email address you do use, because this is how I'm going to get a hold of you. If there is a problem online, if you have a question, if I need to make an announcement, it's all going to be pushed to your email, your official email. So make sure you check that email at least twice or once every 48 hours. If you fail to check your email and you miss something important, that's not our problem. So that's not an excuse for not being aware of any course changes or issues or problems or changes in due dates or whatever. Keep that in mind. Okay, basic class procedure. This is a 15-week course. It is fully online. So we have 32 hours of lessons. So that's how much contact time we have. So that's me talking to you for 32 hours. That's why we get to know each other pretty well. There will be quizzes on a weekly basis. There will be exams periodically, and there will be some assignments in the form of discussion questions. Make sure you manage your time. I understand that an online class, because we don't require that you come in, can be sort of shoved to the background every once in a while. Make sure you're able to get everything finished on time. The lessons are all videos. They're available for immediate viewing. Bare minimum, you will have the week's lessons uploaded the Sunday before the week starts. So in my class calendar, the week ends on Sunday, begins on Monday. So everything is going to be due on Sunday night, and then the new week will start that Monday. So all those lessons are there. I have this broken up into what I call modules. So these modules are all like lessons put together. The videos are going to be somewhere between the 15 to 20 minute range. I do this simply because I don't want to be uploading 2-hour-long videos for you. So you can download these videos. You can watch them on your break. You don't have to watch them all at once. You can break it up throughout the week. However, they are designed to be watched in order. So I will be teaching you things like vocabulary in one video, and then I'll be using that vocabulary in the next video. So if you don't have a chance to watch them in order, you might be a little lost, but it's up to you. Do what you need to do. Now, the course requirements, all of the deadlines, everything that is needed, all of this is going to be posted on Canvas for you so that you can go in and figure out when everything is due, what you need to get done that week, all of that sort of stuff. You'll come to notice that we have a basic schedule. So each week you will have a certain number of lessons that you need to listen to and watch. There will be a quiz over this information. You will have reading to do each week, and then you will have a discussion question. So this is our normal schedule. Sometimes the quizzes are going to be supplanted by exams. So just keep that in mind. I will have an updated and running schedule for you on Canvas. Now, participation. We expect that you participate in all course activities according to the syllabus and everything that is on Canvas. So you need to make sure that you are participating. The big participation is in the discussion board. Because we don't meet together, we want to make sure that you have the ability to speak or to write, as it may be, to other students, to understand their perspectives, to understand our perspectives. So the discussion board becomes very important in that. Now, I'm sure you have taken other online courses, but if you haven't, this discussion board Part of it is the answers that you have to the posted discussion questions. The other part of it, though, is you replying to other people. And those replies need to be thoughtful. They need to be information dense and not just sort of a one line, I agree, that sort of thing. So this is where we try to get that interaction happening. So you're responsible for doing that. There's a lot of rules that go along with this, but I think you know the basic rules of being online, right? Don't be a jerk is pretty much the basis. Now, the way that we evaluate your course, 35% of your course grade is going to be on quizzes. So these are your weekly quizzes. Those quizzes and those same quiz questions will be reflected in your exams. So these exams are going to be multiple choice and fill in. Your quizzes are all multiple choice. So you will see the same questions that you saw in your quiz on your exam. The way that I do this is every time I write a lecture, every time I give you some reading, I go through that reading, I go through that lesson, and I make up as many questions as I possibly can to try to reinforce that information that I've presented to you. So I put this into what I call a question pool. Each quiz will pull a certain number of questions from that question pool. When I make an exam, I take those multiple choice questions and I turn them into fill-in. So same question, just a slightly different format. Then I put those in the exam question pool, and then your exams will pull from those exam question pools. That way you get sort of a random number, or random assemblage of questions for each quiz and for your exams. So it's going to be different from your fellow students, but it's going to cover the same material. If you do every quiz, then you will have seen those same questions just reflected again on your exams. So taking your quizzes helps you practice for your exams. So your exams are worth just over half of your grade. Your assignment's going to be worth 12% of your course grade. So all of your assignments, quizzes, and all that sort of stuff will be open during the week. They will have, I'll have a course calendar up for you on Canvas, so it'll be very clear when everything is due. So all your grades are going to be posted in the Canvas Grade Center. Now, each grade for each assignment is going to be posted individually. If you do not meet the deadline for that assignment and you do not have a university approved excuse, you will earn a 0. So I have to enter those zeros on my own, so I have to enter them by hand. So if you miss a deadline, you won't see a 0 show up right away, but it will show up at a point when I'm going through and adding all that sort of stuff. So if you don't have a grade, that equals a 0. So keep that in mind. Now let's see. Here's your grading scale, and this is just the same grading scale that you see in every course. So this is what you're going to earn. 90 to 93% is going to be an A minus, 94 to 100 is going to be an A, et cetera, et cetera. So if you get less than a 60% in the course, that earns you an F. Okay, so now you know what's going on there. For late assignments, the due dates are all clearly marked on your Canvas, so you know exactly when things are due. Grades are going to be due right at the end of the semester, so there's no extensions. Because of the asynchronous nature of this class, if you need to make up an assignment, you have to have a university approved excuse. You need to have documentation of that, just like you have to do with every other course. But I can open up assignments for you if you need that done. For extra credit, there's no provisions for extra credit right now. I might have 1 or 2 extra credit assignments thrown in. We'll see, but do not count on that. Let's see, an incomplete policy. All these things are the same for every other course. If you have extraordinary circumstances where you cannot meet the requirements due to massive problems, you need to go through the university and I can give you an incomplete, and then you will complete the work as we talk about it. Basically, if you have any issues in this class, please come and talk to me. Drop me an email, something, and we will work it out. Now, academic honor policy, make sure that you don't cheat. All of the quizzes and exams are open note, open book, but they are timed in this class. So do what you can. Do not work with another student on these things, though. Just keep that in mind. Now, the ADA, so Americans with Disabilities Act. So those of you who need extra accommodations for one reason or another, just to bring you up to speed with the rest of the course, please work with the Student Disability Resource Center. Because especially in an online class, I can't monitor you in class and make sure that you are keeping up with things or anything like that. I personally am dyslexic, and so you'll notice as we go through this course that there are a lot of spelling mistakes or problems or things where I just switched words and numbers and all that. And that gave me a lot of problems during class, especially in college, until I figured out that I was dyslexic, and then I could take steps and use the resources out there to help me. If you have anything like that, you're not asking for extra help. You are asking for simply the resources you need to bring you up to a level playing field with the rest of the class. So please keep that in mind. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please let me know. I will work with you on what you need. Now, here's a bunch of information on the Student Disabilities Resource Center. Make sure that you get to them as soon as possible to make sure that you have the highest grade possible in this class. And there's a whole bunch of information here, and then our normal syllabus grade change policy. So unless there is something major that changes the grading statement in this class, then this is the information in the syllabus is subject to change. I will make sure you are aware of it, though. I'm not going to just change it out from under you without letting you know. That's why I want you to check your email every 2 days, bare minimum. Now, here is our tentative course schedule. Now, I call this tentative simply because every once in a while something major happens, or the university goes or closes for some reason. A couple of years back, there was the massive hurricane that came through. So something can happen. We may need to change things up, but this just gives you an idea of where it is right now. I will keep you appraised of if anything changes. There will be an updated class schedule on Canvas, so make sure you keep that in mind. You check that on a regular basis. So here we've got the module and how many weeks that module is going to cover. These are our basic topics. This is the assigned reading, and here are any assignments that go with it. The assignments are due every Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So Florida time, that's when things are due every week. So that includes any message boards or any discussion boards, any quizzes, exams, whatever. All of that is due by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night. So the first week is what we're in right now. Welcome. So you're going to get into the class. We're going to be talking about the syllabus here, how to search the literature, and I'm going to give you a very basic forensic entomology introduction. Then we're going to move into the next module that covers 2 weeks, and that's going to give you a history of forensic science and the history of forensic entomology. You'll notice that the reading here starts with Beneke 2001. That's one of those articles that I've required. And during the literature search information section, I will tell you how to find that article so you can read it. And then you got your 2 quizzes, quiz 2 and quiz 3. Module 3, another 2 weeks, we're going to get into the basics of insect anatomy and physiology. And that's when we start with the bird book, so the forensic entomology text that's required. Then we'll get into insect growth and development, insect systematics, and then the basic second portion of the semester is going to be about particular insects that you're going to see on bodies. So we'll look at Diptera, we'll look at Caliphoridae, Muscady sarcophagidae, we'll look at Coleoptera. So this is the most common, or these are the most common insects that you'll find. As you get on in your forensic entomology studies, if you take subsequent courses, you'll find there are way more, but these are the most common. Then I'm going to talk about decomposition, succession, time of colonization, estimation, and then some interesting things that happen, wrapped, burned, and hanged bodies, entomotoxicology, that sort of thing. And then that will wrap us up. Okay, so remember, you will have various exams throughout these times, various quizzes, that sort of thing. All right, so that's the basics of our syllabus. Make sure you print this out or at least have this somewhere on your hard drive so you can refer to it, and I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you have any questions.